Hi guys, Kayla here and welcome to Kayla Been Watching, also known as KBW. And today we're back with Let Me Explain Studios. And if you've been here, if you've known Rebecca if you've known Rebecca for a long time, you know that she kind of has a dark personality. And what's the best way to show that, you ask? In videos. Yeah, so we got slumber parties are witch gatherings, and you think I'm stupid? And I think we should start with the you think I'm stupid one first. Oh, and this time, in case I'm scared, I don't have my Rebeca ragdoll because that's probably gonna scare me even more, I guess. So I become overprotective. Yeah, that's right. I got my little boba tea plushie and this little walrus plushie that my grandma and grandpa got me for Valentine's Day just a few minutes ago. So if I get scared, I have these babies. Okay. So now let's start. You think I'm stupid? 3, 2, 1.
There are a handful of things in this world that just instantly make me mad, like turn my mood from happy, bubbly, sunshiny to sociopath killer on a dime. One of them being when someone tells me something obvious in a serious way, like they're trying to help. For example, if I casually tell someone that I need to go get my car's tank filled up, and they look at me and say, "You know, Becca, you can get gasoline at a gas station."
Oh my gosh. Okay, I get Rebecca's rage. Like, you think I wouldn't know that? Like, I'm clearly like telling you a joke and you're like trying to make it like into a lesson. I'm sure everyone knows that. Like, oh yeah, what's your favorite color? Oh, green? Yeah, well, you know the grass is green. Like, of course you know it. Who doesn't?
Really, dude? Like, really? You think I didn't know that? Did I give any indication that I didn't know where to get gasoline? I mean, do you actually think I'm that stupid? Who the hell are you to insinuate that I'm that ignorant? Ew, Becca, you can get gas at a gas station. No freaking kidding, Sherlock. Next you'll tell me that water is wet, you impertinent little dipstick. You might think I'm kidding, but I would be less insulted if you just walked right up to me and called me stupid to my face. It's like, I don't care. You don't know me. Your opinion's meaningless.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure, their opinion is meaningless, 'cause they don't know you. But that 2 words, you're and stupid, you can't just not take that as fact. Like, it's actually really bad. Wait. This is not scary at all. Do you guys remember in the beginning when I was like, oh yeah, we're watching Rebecca's most scariest videos? Oh no, this is not scary at all. Like, this is actually teaching kind of a valuable life lesson.
But genuinely, not jokingly, genuinely tell me something that insinuates that I didn't know an incredibly common fact, and you need to step back a few paces because my right hook is lethal under the right circumstances. And of course, this can vary to different degrees because one time someone asked me if I like Star Wars, and I said, yeah, Rey and BB-8, they're the best. And this person gave me a look and said, well, there are other Star Wars movies.
I think the reason why he said that is because he probably likes Star Wars too, but he probably likes the later movies, because like I'm sure that those characters, I'm sure they're pretty early in Star Wars, like not not in earlier ones.
Why do people do this? This has happened to me so many times in my life that I felt the need to make a cartoon about it. Though I hope this is not some insight to how people actually view me and my level of intelligence. I gotta know, guys, am I the only one? And if this does happen to you, does it not infuriate you?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't really say it infuriates me, like how much it occurs, Becca. But hey, we all got problems, and that's A-okay. Anyway, next video, slumber parties or witch gatherings. And you know what, just for that, I'm gonna cuddle on my stuffies. Just if like the first part is scary. So yeah, I can do this. 3, 2, 1. Oh my. Gosh.
Slumber parties. When I was a kid, slumber parties were marketed to us like these sacred rituals of girlhood. A strange and mysterious rite of passage that all girls do. If there was a cartoon on TV that featured girls, there would always be a slumber party episode. And as a kid, I was fascinated by the concept. This Hollywood portrayal of what girls do when they band together in the dead of night. And don't get me wrong, I saw the hyper-girliness of it all. Makeovers, boys, an excessive amount of giggling. But that was just the surface level. There was something else between the lines that felt mischievous. Wicked, even. But it wasn't really until adulthood that I finally figured out why. Tell me something. When you think of those time-honored traditional slumber party activities, which ones come to mind? Perhaps the game where you stand in front of a mirror and summon an evil spirit?
What the?
Bloody Mary! Bloody Mary! Bloody Mary! Or is it the eloquent folding of paper to reveal the future?
Okay, you know what? I know 2 girls in my school named Dariella and Selena, and they did that like Bloody Mary thing, and I think they did it at Dariella's house, and they think that Dariella's house is haunted, and the mirror did and I don't think anything happened, but the light did flicker, and yeah, that definitely means something's there.
Fortune teller says, yes, you will be an author. Maybe it's the homemade potions you put on your face to make yourself more beautiful. And then a spoonful of honey and a dash of ginger. Or perhaps it's performing levitation. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Now, doesn't all of this sound like...
Okay, you know what the crazy thing is? I know that, like, it's just, like, make-believe. Or, I don't know if it was just because of the wind. But there was actually... But I was, like, looking at my desk, which, is right by me. And there were papers there. And right when they were saying, light as a feather... Step as a board, it actually like blew. It actually, the end actually just actually like flew up, and I don't know if it's just because of that. It's probably not, but like
witchcraft. I am pretty much convinced there's a weird parallel between slumber parties and witch gatherings. To me, there's just a few too many occult themes hidden amongst the hair braiding and the pillow fights. Ghost, for example. They tend to come up as a common theme at slumber parties, sometimes as ghost stories or scary movies. Now, my regulars on this channel know that I have an affinity for the idea of spectrals and spirits, but my mega fans know that there's one spooky device that I will not touch, and that would be a Ouija board. You won't find me playing with one of these things, even as commonplace as they are at slumber parties. Is there someone here with us? Nothing more girly than opening up a door to the spirit world and provoking whatever's on the other side. Bloody Mary is a very popular way of doing this too. Most of us have heard of this classic childhood test of courage. It has many variations, but the basic idea is this. You get yourself a good old candle or flashlight, you stand in front of a mirror in the dark, you say Bloody Mary 3 times, and bada bing bada boom, you got yourself a vengeful spirit in the mirror that may or may not kill you. Fun for the whole family. Now, if you actually see something in the mirror, what's most likely happening is a thing called pareidolia, where your brain tries to fill in the gaps when given a vague stimulus. It's hard to see in the dim lighting, so your brain tries to piece together something familiar. It's why people see faces in potato chips, and why that cloud looks like a duck. We girls also like to practice our fair share of fortune-telling at slumber.
Wait, why would your brain do that? Because, like, I'm sure if it didn't do that, you would probably just not be able to see.
Parties. We have many devices to do so. Paper fortune tellers, that we used to call cootie catchers when I was a kid, magic 8 balls, the game MASH, which, if you didn't know, stands for mansion, apartment, shack, or house, and even the more modern game of Charlie Charlie is a take on a pretty old Spanish paper and pencil game called Juego de la Lapicera, also played by generations of girls trying to predict the future. Though I fully admit that despite my best efforts as a kid, I don't have much clairvoyance. Never really saw the whole single workaholic YouTuber thing coming. Speaking of creepy old traditions meant for kids, I know most of us internet-dwelling mole people are aware of the supposedly dark origins of archaic rhymes like Ring Around the Rosie and Mary Mary Quite Contrary. But my personal favorite straight up slaps you in the face with brutality. No pocket full of posies poetic imagery here. I'm talking about the Lizzy Bordon skip rope rhyme.
Lizzy Bordon took an axe, gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, gave her father 41.
Oh my gosh. Guys, I cuddled on Boba and that thing that my grandma and grandpa got me. Oh my gosh. What were they even thinking when they made that? Like, were they just expecting kids to, like, think that it's just, like, a normal, like, a video, like, Ring Around the Rosie? No, they would literally think that it was a bad nursery rhyme, like, right from the start. Like, 40 and 41 lashes, we'll probably get 40
We'll probably get 40 lashes.
Now let's just contextualize this for a moment here. This would be like somebody making up a cheery little kid song about the Manson murders. And they say we're the twisted generation. So I can't make a video about the creepy things little girls do without mentioning our iconic toy. The doll. You know, the one toy that has documented cases of demonic possession.
Ugh.
And who else has dolls? Witches.
Rebecca, stop. Don't do that ever again.
Witches have been using dolls called poppets for centuries. They're made of a lot of natural materials like carved root, potatoes, cloth, branches, and they're used to cast spells on people. Now, admittedly, little girls at slumber parties don't normally use their dolls for the dark arts. But these things do have a tendency to make us feel uneasy sometimes, especially when they're in groups. And I think a lot of that has to do with the uncanny valley, in which an observer is more repulsed by an inanimate object the closer it resembles a human being. Just bear in mind, That's what little girls have been raised on for centuries. The last occult slumber party game that I want to talk about is one that I never actually got to do. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. This is the game where you supposedly make a member of your witch party levitate off the ground. One girl lies on her back while everyone else gathers around and puts 1 or 2 fingers from each hand underneath her. Everyone chants light as a feather, stiff as a board several times and then counts to 3. And on 3, everyone is able to lift her up relatively effortlessly with just their fingers, as though she were practically weightless. But do be careful with this spell, young witches. In the event you should drop your levitating friend, your powers won't be advanced enough to heal a fractured spine. Now it's actually...
Yeah, sorry, but if you're gonna do, like, actually lifting up people for a witch spell, you gotta be careful.
Happening in this circumstance is simple science. With everyone lifting on 3, the weight is evenly distributed and fingers are a lot stronger than we give them credit for. Myth busted. I think I've made a pretty good case for the idea that we ladies have all secretly been raised as witches. But you know what? We live in modern times. Everyone can be witches and have whatever kind of slumber party they want. Play the spooky witch games or have a last gamer standing smash tournament, discuss anime, work on a fursuit. Who cares? No rules! Just what makes you and your friends happy as long as no one's getting hurt. For real, I don't want to get a letter from a lawyer because one of you dropped someone playing light as a feather, got it? Lawyers use some real dark magic. Anyways...
Yeah, because if you're really gonna do a witch sleepover, you can do whatever you want, but just be careful and don't get anyone hurt.
Geeks and Creeps, thank you so much for tuning in.
Okay. So, that definitely got me scared. But you know what? I think I only used this, guys, like 4 or maybe 2 or 3 times in this video. So guess what? I conquered my fear. So, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, I can't throw you away. You're from my grandma and grandpa. Okay, I'll just say you're back. Okay, yeah, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.